I started doing the same thing. I started reaching out to schools. I think I remember I sent like 75 emails to school with my, with like my resume, like, oh, I'm a DB 6'3" and all that stuff. Like maybe 2 got back to me, but I wanted to take my destiny in my own hand to be like, you know what, if this doesn't work out, it was on me. But if it does work out, then all the credit goes back to me, you know?
Start off because obviously we're Diff minds, right? And our big thing is about being different. City's different, and kind of showcasing that as much as possible. I'm curious for you, because there's not a lot of guys that have made it to the league like that, at a high level. You know, few from where we're from. So I'm kind of curious, what is something that you did differently compared to your peers, the people you played against, to make sure that you actually ended up league bound and stuff? You know?
Yeah. I would say the biggest thing that I did when I was younger is I took my destiny in my own hands. You know, I didn't wait for someone to give me a handout or like a coach to, because I think back in the day, like we were waiting a lot for coaches or programs to bring us to the States so we can get recruited, because we, like, scouts didn't come here and all that stuff. So like, oh, I'll just wait for my coach to bring me to a camp or whatever. And one summer I just said, like, you know what, I'm gonna save up a little bit of money and I'm gonna ask my parents to drive me to this Michigan camp for football. And I went out there and I did my own thing with no handouts and just balled out, and that's how I got my first scholarship. And really after that, it just was a snowball effect. I started doing the same thing. I started reaching out to schools. I think I remember I sent like 75 emails to school with my, with like my resume, like, oh, I'm a DB 6'3" and all that stuff. Like maybe 2 got back to me, but I wanted to take my destiny in my own hand to be like, you know what, if this doesn't work out, it was on me. But if it does work out, then all the credit goes back to me, you know. So.
And like, what made you even think of that? Because I don't think a lot of players would actually think of, you know what, like, let me take matters into my own hands, go down and see what's up. Did somebody tell you to do that? Or was it just like a?
Honestly, I know you hear a lot of people talking about, like, yeah, I'm self-made, I did this by myself, but I'm gonna give a huge props to my parents, because, you know, back then when I was 15, 16, I wasn't sure if I was going to the NFL. Like, my self-esteem wasn't as high up as it was right now. But my mom was like, you keep watching all these Nike camps and US camps, like, you should go test your talents against those American players. Like, you can actually make it. And that's how it gave me a little boost of confidence. I was like, okay, if my parents believe in me, like, I can definitely go out there and compete with them. And so, yeah.
Shout out to the parents.
Yeah, shout out to moms and pops.
And then when you were down there, was there a moment, play that made you think, like, yeah, I can hang with these guys and, like, I can make it happen? Or did that come later on?
I would say it gradually came. So when I got my first scholarship, I was like, okay, I can actually, like, play Division I football. And then when I went to Michigan my first year and I was actually competing with a lot of the top receivers and the top players, I was like, okay, I can actually start as a player and be a starter. And then when I went to Minnesota and played and really played well and started, I was like, okay, I can make it to the league. And when I made it to the league and played last year, I was like, okay, I can be an all-pro now. You know, I can make the pro. So it keeps going up, like the achievement and my goals, they keep evolving, you know, as the year goes by.
And how was that actually in your name call and getting into the league? Like, what was that moment like?
Honestly, it's hard to describe. It feels like it's kind of like you're on a cloud, like you're on cloud 9, and you're just realizing all the hard work, all the late nights that you had, and it finally paid off. But then after that, you snap back to reality because you got more work to do. Now you're in the league. Everyone wants to get in the league. You got to secure your spot every year, and you got to ball out. So it's getting drafted is a beautiful moment.
And what was your welcome to the league moment? You'd say.
Oh man, I remember against the Chargers, so I had a lot of playing time, but I was in the rotation because they was like, we're not gonna throw him in the fire and just like let him go, like guard all the receivers. So we're gonna put him slowly into the game, a few reps. So I was doing my thing in a few reps, and then the 2 corners, because it was super hot because it's middle of September, they're like, I have to go get an IV. I'm dehydrated. Ben, you got to take all the reps. So I was a rookie, like first time, like I'm playing against Keenan Allen and all those like receivers and stuff like that against the Chargers, and I'm like, oh, I'm taking all the reps like back to back to back, and it was going so fast, because that's the thing, the biggest thing in the NFL compared to other football level is how quick and precise and detailed the guys are, you know what I'm saying? Like, you lack one play, you look away, or you're not in your technique, they're gonna take advantage of that. So that was definitely my welcome to the moment league at that first game, yeah.
That was dope. And also, because, you know, we're also about being different, but we're obviously about the city as well. Obviously, just doing this camp alone speaks to how you want to just put on for the people out here.
Yeah.
I'm curious, how much does that play into the moves you make? how you go about things, putting on for the city? Because obviously it is for you at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
But how much do you keep in mind, like, yo, I gotta do this for the city, or like, yo, I'm one of the very few that's made it to this point, like.
I think the fact that there's not that many guys that make it to the league, it comes as a mandatory responsibility to make the path easier for the future generation. Like, there's no reason why we should only have like 2, 3 guys that only made it to the league. So I'm doing this so I can give a little bit more hope for the younger generation who can sort of know how to maneuver and get to the NFL, because I didn't have that growing up. So that's basically why I'm doing it, you know.
How much more time until we get more Montreal guys in there?
More much. Not that much time. I want to say, like, we got a few in the NCAA, we got a few coming up. You know, like my brother, you know, he's starting to get recruited by a lot of schools. So, you know, we're passing the torch for real.
Yeah. Actually, while on that subject, how it is seeing him come up. You know, so obviously you made it. I'm sure he looks up to you. It's like, yo, my big bro did it. What is it like seeing him come up in there?
It's a beautiful thing, you know. We've been training since he was like 4 years old. So seeing him do his own thing and not being in my shadow, you know. Because a lot of his friends were asking, like, what you going to do? Your brother's in the NFL. You're going to go to the NFL? So now him doing his own thing, like, it's a beautiful thing.
That's fire. I mean, lastly, like, all this is beautiful, but I see you have your family with you here, too. Like, how is it to be able to share a moment like this with the family?
It's a beautiful thing, you know, and that's why, like I said, like, part of giving back is also having, like, your close one, your close friend, your family with you helping. The fact that they're here helping and running this camp with me, like, it says a lot about, you know, who we are as a organization, as a family, and as a camp.
That's dope, man. Shit, that answered all my questions, man. It was good. Appreciate you, dog.
Of course, man. I appreciate you guys being there, man.
I appreciate you answering it. Like,